What's going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? Welcome to the PT channel. I'm One Eyebrow. You don't know if I'm winking or I'm blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about The Walking Dead. In this video, we're going to cover the latest news about The Walking Dead, the whispers, the comic. So obviously, spoiler warning if you're worried about spoilers, watching now because I don't know what you know, what you don't know, what you don't want to know. We're going to talk about the comic, the show, conventions, a lot of different things. So again, if you're worried about spoilers, stop watching now. And if you follow this channel, you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you know that I'm all about family, the Walking Dead family. And if you haven't already, show us some love by hitting that subscribe button to join our PT channel, Walking Dead family. Photo credit and info credit to these fine folks right here, just giving credit where credit is due. First and foremost, we got the synopsis for 9B. Since the disappearance of Rick, many of these characters have become strangers to each other, and in some ways, strangers to themselves. What they do know is that they are in undeniable danger. Will soon realize the world just beyond does not operate as they thought. And right now, they probably have to be thinking, what is going on with this group? Because I believe 909 is going to pick up right after episode 908. You know this channel and the sneak peeks. You know Negan is walking around Alexandria. You know the first look photo of the group leaving the graveyard, going back to Hilltop. The group's rules and ways of survival no longer guarantee their safety. A whole new threat has crossed their paths, and they soon discover it's unlike any threat they've encountered or endured before. The group will start to question what they think they see. What may appear to be normal in the post-apocalyptic world could actually be more disturbing, terrifying than when the apocalypse first broke out. All that is certain is the stakes are high and numerous. So obviously they're talking about the whispers, and I hope the whispers are game changers. And in the first look photos from Entertainment Weekly, Skybound, and The Walking Dead, we see Alpha. Some people don't think this is Alpha, but it's clearly Alpha according to Skybound and The Walking Dead. It's definitely not Beta because Beta has a beard, basically a half face mask, so it's not Beta, it's Alpha for sure. I'm excited to see how Alpha talks, how Alpha walks, how Alpha leads, what the whispers are all about, because for those who don't know, the comic whispers are pretty terrible. They come in and just wreak havoc on the group. They can blend in with walkers. Some stuff happens, some big stuff happens, some deaths occur. We're going to lose some cast members for sure, and I wonder how it's going to go down. This is Beta, as you can see. Beta's mask stops at his cheekbones, right above his mouth, right below the nose, and he clearly has a beard and facial hair, and I'm excited to see how Alpha, Beta, Daryl, Carol, Michonne, Henry, Lydia, everybody involved is going to be connected. Here's an awesome mask that I believe is a replica. It's not from The Walking Dead. I believe a company makes it. I don't know who to get a shout out to, but if you make this mask, it's pretty awesome. And you can definitely pick one up somewhere, I would assume, because you know the cosplayers are going to be all about. There's a lady who dresses up as Alpha. I follow her on Instagram, and she looked pretty awesome before Alpha came on the show. And there she is right there at MeyerCat. Give her a follow on Instagram as she posts some pretty cool pictures about her cosplay. Alpha and Beta are coming to The Walking Dead, and I'm excited to see how it goes down. Is it going to be just like the comics? Is it going to be remixed? I talked about it in other videos, but I think there's going to be twists and turns and remixes for sure. We've already seen them. The big introduction of the Whispers on the show killed Jesus. That's a huge difference. Rick is gone. Maggie is basically gone too. Michonne, Carol, Daryl are the leads. Daryl's not in the comics. Carol was gone way before this comic part, and Michonne is pretty different in the comics. We'll see how it goes down, and I'm excited. Now, I got some questions for you guys. Are X's the new A's on the show? And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, the letter A has been coming up since previous seasons. Definitely season 5 to season 9, maybe before that, but X's have been coming up since season 9. I have a whole video talking about what does the A mean in The Walking Dead. We saw it on the helicopter, we saw it on the sign, we saw it over here, we saw it on the train car, we saw it on the sweatshirt, and we've seen it a lot. But what does the A truly mean? I'm not 100% certain, but I believe the A is usually a symbol for something bad, kind of like a scarlet letter kind of thing. But if you want to know more about that, definitely check out the video with that thumbnail. But really, as of season 9, we've seen the X's in a couple of different spots. We saw it on the bridge with Daryl that I showed you there. We saw the X on Daryl's back, the X on Michonne's back. And what does it mean? And The Walking Dead loves to put little subtle little hints or obvious hints as well, like the X's on the barn doors. And yes, I know an X on a barn door is there typically, but it's not always there. It's not always an X. It can go down, it can make a V, it can be different patterns for sure. But what do you think is up with the X's? I can't wait to find out. The final Walker Stalker cruise is in 2 months basically. It's from February 21st through the 25th, and today is December 20th as I make this video, but we're roughly 2 months out from the final Walker Stalker cruise, leaving out of Tampa, going to the Bahamas, and then coming back to Tampa. I'm excited because I've been on every cruise so far. Got to go on the 4th and final cruise for sure. I will have videos and everything for you guys as always. Definitely hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And some news has come out about Walker Stalker conventions for 2019. The best one, I believe, is Atlanta. It's October 18th, 19th, and 20th. And I believe they just recently canceled 2 conventions for early 2019, but the cruise is still on. So we'll see how it goes down for 2019. But if you can, Walker Stalker conventions are a good time and I highly recommend them. So we got Walker Wednesday every Thursday and Top 10 Tuesdays. We've had a top 10 list for the past 2 Tuesdays and we'll continue on and on and on, especially until The Walking Dead returns in February. We have a top 10 character list that have been killed off and a top 9 season list. I think season 9 is pretty great and it's half a season, so why not make a list? I will be having more and more top 10 lists for sure. Someone asked about my top 10 weapons list. Is there something more iconic than Lucille? I think so, and I'll have that in a list coming up in a couple weeks. But let's talk about Lucille for a second. Where is she? Is she rotten? Is she destroyed? The barbed wire would be rusted if it was outside, some people said, and I agree with that. But also I think the wood would be destroyed. It was set on fire. But is it in the woods? Is it in the field? Is it by the tree? Or is it safely tucked away in Alexandria? Or does a whisper or a savior have it? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts. Also, is Rick a terrible leader? According to Michael Cutlass, who was at Walker Stalker, New Jersey, I believe, or some interview, he said that he did not like Rick's plan because Rick got trapped. Abraham got killed, obviously. But does Rick suck as a leader? And I love how Michael Cutlass said that he would have Rick get killed if he had to pick someone from the lineup because he didn't like the plan. But overall, do you think Rick is a bad leader? I'm probably 50-50. He's had some good things and some bad things. But overall, if you look back at it, this whole situation with Negan and the saviors and the lineup and Rick's past decisions haven't always been the best. So I kind of tend to agree with Michael Cutlass that Rick is not the best leader. And looking back at it, they really should have fought these guys here, had a gunfight, but who would have died, who would have survived? But you don't know that all the roads are blocked and everything there too. But this was the least amount of saviors they encountered on all the paths to Hilltop. But, you know, just looking back, it's easy to say that. What do you think? Is Rick a bad leader? Now let's talk about the comics a little bit. So the most recent issue had a big death. Is it a huge death? I think so. I think it's a big moment in the comic. But for those who don't know, stop watching now. Spoiler warning. 3, 2, 1. Rick shot Dwight to save Pamela Milton and the Commonwealth, basically. Will that happen on the show? Will Dwight ever come back on the show? I hope so. But I've heard reports from other people, not from AMC sources or whatever, saying that Austin Emilio can't come back to the show because of the lawsuit with AMC and John Bernecker, and he's a source, and he's a witness, and he's this, and he's that. And that could be true. I don't know. I don't know if that's what's going on, if they have to wait and see for that. But that's a long time. I mean, that case might not be settled for years. So the white character might not ever come back, which that would be a big plot hole, a loose end. And you know how we feel about loose ends, that's for sure. Here's the January cover of The Walking Dead, and I want to see what happens with Michonne, Rick, Pamela Milton after the death of Dwight. What's going to happen there at the Commonwealth and Rick and everybody. Here's the February 2019 comic cover, and I have to say, I'm excited, and I really want to see Princess come to the show. I want to see how crazy that character is. Also, I want to say happy holidays to everybody. And for those who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. I celebrate Christmas. I'm excited for it. My birthday is coming up very, very soon. So I'll be having a Walker Wednesday every Thursday next Thursday, but that'll be after the holidays. So hopefully you have a good, safe holiday. If you're traveling, safe travels. If you're going to be home with family, hopefully you don't get too stressed out and have too much of a crazy time. If you celebrate Festivus, happy Festivus for the rest of us. And for those who joined me on Sunday for my live stream, I will be back this Sunday. Last Sunday, I was in Orlando doing the whole Disney kind of thing. So hopefully you'll join us this Sunday and every Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I live in Florida, so I'm in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. So I will be here 1 o'clock on Sundays for you guys. And I like doing that because I get to talk with you guys, not face to face, but in real time. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, hopefully we have a lot of fun and the trolls won't come out, but they usually do. 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every Sunday. There you go, guys. Walker Wednesday every Thursday for December 20th, 2018. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. And as always, tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.